Welcome everyone to this webinar on putting AI into action. My name is Phil, and today I'm going to be talking to you about modern advances in AI and ML technology. We're going to start with some background about AI, then move on to discuss some more modern platforms, and finally we're going to go through how we can help, how we help our customers to join in on the AI revolution. Before we get going, though, I'm going to hand over to my colleague to tell you about Transparity as a whole. So over to you, John.
Thanks, everyone. So good morning. I'm Jonathan. I'm the commercial head of practice for our data and AI, Azure and app innovation within this wonderful world of Transparity Group. Like what Phil said, it's a special day for me because I get to share this virtual stage with him. And together, we're here to dive into the world of AI and sharing some exciting insights with all of you. Before we start, for everyone's information, this webinar will be recorded and made available for public viewing on our website. So if you prefer not to have your audio included in the recording, or please remain muted or turn off your camera, and feel free to ask us questions in the end in the chat. So at Transparity, we wear our Microsoft partnership as a badge of honor. We're not just experts, we're enthusiasts, committed to harnessing the full potential of the Microsoft technologies. And as a pure play Microsoft partner with a team of dedicated UK engineers, from app innovations, your pro code, low code, no code, to data and AI, from Azure to security, and also covering modern work, we're equipped to support a wide range of solutions day in and out. So throughout the next 25 minutes or so in this session, we're eager to share our knowledge and insight on AI with you guys, and equally excited to hear your thoughts at the end of a session. So without further ado, Phil, I'm going to pass it back to you. Let's get going.
Thanks, John. Right, on with the show, shall we? So, for those of you who are unfamiliar with the terms cognitive or generative, which you may have heard in the world of AI recently, they commonly refer to the two main branches of AI. The easiest way to differentiate between the two is to think that cognitive AI is machines that reason like humans, whilst generative AI is machines that create like humans. Elaborating a little further, cognitive AI can be considered as the original form of AI. So machine learning algorithms that are designed to detect patterns or recognize objects from memories. Memories, in this case, taken from potentially millions of training examples, given to the model so that it can detect similar patterns accurately. Now, this form of AI, or at least the precursor to it, has been around for decades. Ever since Alan Turing and his team built the Bombay machine at Bletchley Park. And those AI models have been used in countless situations for a variety of purposes. A more modern form of AI is what's referred to as generative. Now, generative AI is built on similar foundations as cognitive AI, but with the difference being that it can actually create new material rather than just resurface memories. Simply put, they do this by deconstructing the components of each of its memories and then collecting these components together in order to form something new. This could be text or images or even audio, so you can understand why this form has become very popular recently, especially with the release of models like ChatGPT and DALL-E, which are some of the most advanced AI programs ever created. To demonstrate the power of this form of AI, we've put together this simple demo of a Python library called AutoGen. What AutoGen is a way of setting up multiple large language models together, with each being what's something called an agent. Once this is done, each agent has the ability to talk to each other agent, and that way they can work together to determine if the answer that each other agent provides is correct. This gives us a wide array of opportunities, from trivial ones like two agents playing chess to ones with real-world applications, like focus groups of multiple bots who can discuss ideas, or assistants which digest the entirety of the web and not only provide a single answer, but work with each other to produce alternatives. These agents can also be set up to ingest other outputs as well, which gives the agents the opportunity to read text or listen to audio and then bounce ideas around about what's happening. Now, the example you can see here is two agents, one as a human proxy and one as an assistant, who are working together to provide a series of business metrics that people should watch. Not only that, but they can provide the Python code for calculating these metrics and even run a scenario with an example set of data to show how these business metrics relate to each other. So let's look at some more advances made recently. The world of machine learning and AI has experienced a massive surge of technology and knowledge in recent years. And it's companies like Microsoft who have been at the heart of it all. To name a few of these advances, there are large language models like ChatGPT, as shown previously, which can be used to answer questions or solve problems or even help summarize large volumes of text into easy to understand bite-sized chunks, each with the capability of understanding language patterns of their users. There are AI platforms which provide cognitive search capabilities, computer vision, computer hearing, and even language detection or translation. These platforms can be used to deploy a large collection of models in a sustainable and controlled way. There are products like Copilot, which seek to embed common platforms like Word, PowerPoint, or even Power BI with AI auto creation technology. This means that you'll be able to write in free text where you want your work to start, and Copilot will build the base for you. There are chatbots, assistants, and AI-powered devices which give everyone access to technology that they can use to optimize their time and remove monotonous tasks from their day, so they ultimately achieve their full potential. And finally, there are low-code solutions like Azure Machine Learning Studio, which provide user-friendly, powerful tool sets that everyone from novices to practitioners can use to develop complex AI architectures at speed, all with the explainability and support materials to make it easy to use or even learn, which frankly is what we come to expect with Microsoft technology. And of course, all of these are in continual development, meaning that they become more and more powerful each day. Now, to demonstrate some of this technology, I'm going to run through a couple of the Azure platforms mentioned in more detail. So as mentioned, a recent addition to the world of machine learning and AI presented by Microsoft is a series of development studios which provide users with a powerful set of tools for building data science models. A key part of these development studios is that they consist of a front end which guide users through the full end-to-end process of building an AI model. They are not limited to certain types either, whether it be computer vision, audio analysis, text translation, entity recognition, or even something simple like linear regression. Each model can be built, trained, and deployed to virtually any location using virtually any data source. On top of that, access and usage of each studio or model can be managed centrally with the ability to monitor and control costs at every level, controlled using the robust framework of Azure AD. And as mentioned, these platforms are not only for proficient data scientists, but novices too. Each studio comes with a library of quick start guides and training manuals, so everyone can hone their skills in a controlled environment, making them a useful addition to any business, whether they need cognitive or generative AI. So you might be thinking, this is all well and good, but how can this help me and my business? Well, this is where we can help. The service that we aim to provide is to support businesses in exploring the possibilities of ML or AI. These are just a few examples of the ways we have worked with companies already to use machine learning and cognitive AI. So we helped to deploy a computer vision program to track movements of people within CCTV footage stream, providing headcount information and proximity detection to ensure safety and security within monitored areas. We worked with a security firm to predict risk at certain locations by categorizing previous deployments and cross-referencing these categories against the volume of security needed. This helps the business to utilize resources more effectively for future jobs. And we worked with a company to develop a pricing engine for their products so that they could optimize their pricing strategy by adding in predictions about price fluctuations relating to stock, demand, and customer behavior patterns. This obviously helps them maximize their profits. As I say, those are just a few examples of how focused AI and ML can augment companies. Some other examples we're working on include anomaly detection within data sources to ensure accuracy in reporting, predictions of sales volumes to forecast revenue, and even modules which convert written questions into computer-generated audio, which is reading a ChatGPT output. Now, obviously, every business is different, though. So whilst these might not be applicable, there are a catalogue of different Microsoft-powered options available, all of which we can help you explore. Before you get going with AI, however, it's always a good idea to have a strong foundation on which to build on. Part of this foundation is something we call AI readiness, and it basically boils down to the state and strategy of your data platform in relation to any possible AI or ML related projects. On top of that, it is important to look at the following things. So we have stakeholder engagement, so making sure that throughout the whole process, the right people are involved and are well informed. This ensures that all decisions are clearly thought out and agreed, and any project moves forward in the right direction. Responsible AI. So discussing with the project owners the importance of embedding responsible AI principles in whatever setting it is used in. We will touch on this a little bit later, but essentially this is about making sure that whatever is built is deployed is suitable and secure to use. We have delivery approach. So this is about considering not only the components a regular technology project would involve, but also considering any added complexities that come from the AI aspect. For example, output verification. By making sure that this is laid out from the start, it means that any project runs smoothly and the key milestones can be tracked and reviewed. And then finally, we have data and platform.
Apologies, guys. I think Phil, you there?
Hello.
Yes, you're back.
Okay, cool, great. Yes, for some reason my Teams just decided to restart, so apologies for that, everyone. Right, where was I? Data and platform. So this is about making sure that any technology decisions work within the current data framework. Some tools require specific types or locations of data, for example, Azure cloud databases. So this step makes sure that whatever technology is chosen works together with the other parts of the business. All these components are key to ensuring that any AI project is delivered successfully and in a timely manner. Sometimes I think there is a tendency to skip over some of these, but in our experience, it's very important to make sure that each area is covered thoroughly. That way, as a customer, you can be reassured that whatever is implemented will have a positive and sustainable impact within your company. After all this, you may be thinking, so how can Transparency help me get started? Well, to begin, we normally run a short program of work where we sit down with businesses and help them assess that first component of the engagement, their AI readiness. We work with companies to detail their current business challenges, introduce them to the responsible AI pillars, discuss data volumes and output resource times needed, and run through with stakeholders uh, the potential AI or ML products which can help solve their critical issues. The whole process equates to a 2 to 3 day project, which consists of a number of workshops with key stakeholders, all with the goal of assessing the viability, scope, and length of the AI deliverable in question. With the engagement being strategy-driven, responsible, and transparent, as we discussed earlier. Now, I mentioned that I would delve deeper into the responsible AI pillars. So here they are. There's fairness, inclusiveness, reliability, transparency, security, and accountability. As a part of all of our projects, we look to make these pillars part of the foundation of any piece of work that we do. This is because by embedding AI fairness, we make sure that any AI technology is balanced and fair to all employees or customers that it touches. By embedding reliability and safety, we make sure that any AI technology is robust from a running standpoint, with the aim to make each computation immutable so it doesn't change upon repeat computations where possible, and provide consistent output where possible. On top of this, we suggest that each early stage computation be reviewed for accuracy to provide confidence. By embedding AI privacy and security, we make sure that any AI technology is secure and the output of any information going in or out of a system is kept private. We work to make sure that any data or information is secure both in transit and at rest. By embedding AI inclusiveness, we make sure that any AI technology can be understood by all required personnel. This includes accessibility requirements and documentation or training materials where required. By embedding transparency, we make sure that any technology implemented provides a clear and understandable output. Furthermore, the lineage of any information generated can be explained. And by embedding accountability, we make sure that any technology output is handled with the appropriate care and is assessed before being implemented into any major decision-making process. Since AI can produce powerful results, it is imperative that those results be cross-checked before going into processes which could affect the business or its consumers. Now, once we've been through all of those areas, we can start to help you answer some of these questions and many more. So, how can I predict the future trends of my business? What if I have data that I don't fully understand from a variety of from the sources that I've got? Do I need to analyze video, text, or audio at scale? Is there a way to look for trends across disparate data? Can I identify errors that occur in my data automatically and get them flagged and ready for review? And what about if I'm struggling with support calls? Is there any kind of language bots or any kind of AI that can be used to help me deal with them? All of these questions and many, many more will be varied by the business, obviously the business that is working with it. But what we aim to do is to provide all of our knowledge and all of our experience about the technology and the delivery of technology projects in order to help you answer these and improve on your current business model. Now, if anyone is interested in learning more about how we can help, then feel free to complete the poll you should be seeing now. You can reach out in the chat or even email us at hello@transparity.com, quoting data and AI in the title. Sorry. But for now, thank you for listening. And does anyone have any questions? I am going to take that deathly silence say as a no. There is a poll that's appearing now, just to see whether yes you would like to follow up with us later. We have a question from somebody. Are chatbots improving? My experience of customer service is cognitive. Chatbots are improving. So, and a recent addition to the things like chatbots is the addition of that element I mentioned earlier about generative AI. So this is about combining the fact that you're breaking apart. So you're breaking apart all the responses and all the knowledge of all the components that it's absorbed. So ChatGPT, for example, it uses a lot of web-based data. What happens is it deconstructs all of those different parts of the information, and then the chatbot itself can take in those bits of information, and it can respond in a more kind of human way, rather than just, as I mentioned, resurfacing previously scripted entries. That way, it's not just about creation of of business metrics or whatnot. It's a creation of responses to questions that people might have about certain things or about certain subjects. And not only that, there is the ability to augment open source ones like ChatGPT with Azure. So in Azure ChatGPT, essentially Microsoft saw the power of OpenAI and ChatGPT and went, we want to really run with this, and we want to really support this. So what they've done is essentially take all that technology and then layer on all of that security around it to an extent where you can train a ChatGPT model inside a localized environment. So one of the questions that comes up quite regularly is security around information going into a public model. So that can all be done within the sort of confines of an area, and then you can provide it with business specific information to improve on that chatbot. So hopefully that was a long-winded answer to your question. We've got a few others. Can you give some examples of what training a model looks like? For example, if you wanted to identify anomalies in a large financial data set. So this is about, training a financial model, maybe you provide, anomalies, there's two ways of looking at anomalies. One is that you could look in from a business perspective. So this is about training for, you could almost train it for, you're looking for certain flags or markers within the actual data itself. Another type of anomalies would be if you, there are a number of fields which I won't bore you with the specific details unless you want to chat with us later about it. But essentially, what it does is looks at a whole data set and goes, well, these entries here are outside of clusters within, sort of grouped clusters within your information. So it can flag those individual entries and then output those so you can review them later. Hopefully that answers that question. We can discuss in more detail as specifics if you like, and just through reaching out to us. But hopefully that answers it. Can you confirm that TP has signed up with the Azure OpenAI Limited Access as your partner? Oh, we can. Yes, we can guarantee it. We can confirm that we are working with Azure OpenAI in sort of a limited partner base. So we are currently using and exploring a variety of different uses of ChatGPT and DALL-E as it happens.
Awesome. To edit on, Phil, thank you very much for giving us this really insightful webinar. And for Jane, for Gavin and Rob, thanks for your questions. I think if you guys like to have a one-to-one session with us just to continue on the conversation, feel free to let us know. And then what we can do is find a time slot that suits you this week or next week to have a further conversation with any specific topic around today, or if not further around data and AI. Are there any more questions before we wrap it up? I think we're good for now. Thank you, everybody. Phil, thank you. Listen, if there is anything, you've got our contact details. We always love to have a chat. So don't hesitate to reach out, and we look forward to speak with some of you guys.